Radical.
It's time. It's time for a Radical Rick challenge. What's the Radical Rick challenge? Well, basically, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to listen to Moist Critical for about 3 hours. And we're going to see if he makes me laugh once. It's the Moist Critical Radical Rick challenge thing. This is totally not just me not wanting to do anything transformative. Totally not. But we're going to start here. Maybe I'll laugh. But there's a maximum I'm setting here on the timer. 3 hours. So let's buckle in. Let's see if he can do it.
Technically, you could argue One Giant Onion was in the wrong because he took 3 hours worth of her content and didn't transform it. He just sat there, not giving a ton of input and definitely not laughing at it. However, Sniper Wolf doesn't own her own content either. She steals it. She doesn't have the right to that content that she's reacting to in the
That wasn't funny at all. I'm not doing this for 3 hours. Wait a second. Was that meant to be funny? I don't think he's really a comedian YouTuber, though. So, oh shit. I'm a content thief, too. I just stole somebody's content. Oh my goodness. This is terrible. I'm a terrible person. Wait a second. I'm transformative. Damn it. I'm like a trans person. I'm like a transformer. I'm very transformative. People sometimes they'll look on by and say like, hey Rick, motherfucker, you steal people's content. And I don't think they don't really understand what that means. Talking about things and talking about people and talking about places, that's what a commentator does. So just putting that out there for anybody that thinks, well, Rick, you steal Moist Critical's content. Well, as a snippet. But no, it's transformative to do what I'm doing right here. That's a jumping off point. But I wouldn't even really need that snippet from him. I could snip that snippet out and I could still do this. But essentially what happens here, to give you a story, basically the basic rundown of the story of what's going on here. Excuse me there. Basically the rundown of the story is there was a video uploaded, I think it was yesterday, or it could have been before that, from Moist Critical, talking about and calling out Sniper Wolf for wrongly or rightly, however you feel about it, copyright striking One Big Onion, whose channel I don't know much about. And in that upload from One Big Onion, you can't see it now because it no longer exists. He was trying to make a point that Sniper Wolf is a content thief, and he had a challenge where he was going to watch her stuff and see if he laughs. Well, he didn't laugh. He didn't do anything. So that brings up the question, if you're just playing someone else's content for several hours and you're not doing anything like he did, is that stealing? Is that covered under copyright protections? What is covered, what isn't covered? I think it has to be seen as a transformative work, like this right here. So if Moisty comes by and says, hey, Radical Ricky, motherfucker, I'm going to copyright strike you, I'd say, hey, Moisty, this is a transformative work. So here's the twist. Here's the twist that Moisty wasn't expecting. He actually had somewhat of an apology video to Sniper Wolf because, maybe through no fault of his own, the strikes weren't from her, supposedly. She says she did not do the strikes. It was from an agency. And you have a situation of impersonator strikes, which has happened on YouTube. Moist even mentions a situation with Destiny and Bungie, and there was a big lawsuit there. I myself, not really going to go into it, but I was a victim of a copyright strike back several years back. Again, really not going into that. I don't know if that's really applicable here, but all kind of different things can happen with impersonators. Impersonators of people, let's say people are trying to be framed, for instance. Impersonator strikes in this instance to where Like, supposedly, like I said, Sniper Wolf says she did not do that. And then someone else, maybe possibly simping for her, did it. But the weird thing, the other twist of it is, Sniper Wolf says this person has actually copyright struck her too, or tried to get her. So maybe they're just somebody online that wants to breed chaos. Those kind of people do exist. Those kind of people have no lives whatsoever, I would say. I don't think a well-adjusted human being is the kind of person that gets on their computer and goes crazy and starts copyright striking everybody on YouTube. But, yeah, so, yeah, Moist apologizes of sorts to her. And I just want to talk about the aspect, to be honest. I mean, the story is a story and everything. Everybody's talking about that story. But I just want to talk about how sad it is on YouTube that there's so few actual creators left, seemingly. Specifically in the commentator game. Oh, you have people that make these gigantic productions. Yes, you do. Whether it be the gaming videos, whether it be the, car channels, the sports channels. There's people that make gigantic productions, funny videos, thought-provoking videos, serious videos. There's no shortage of great uploads on YouTube. But seemingly when it comes to the commentary game, just from my feeling on it, there's not a lot of these people that want to be transformative. It's just far, far easier. Tyrone Magnus, Sniper Wolf, for instance. It's far easier just to straight up steal somebody's content. Just to take someone's content, what they have built, to take that and react to it. Smile, laugh, scratch your chin a little bit. Every now and then go, what? What the? That shit crazy. What? You see that? Yeah, we all see that. We're watching TV with you. That, to me, is not transformative in the least. Hey, flip on some Everybody Loves Raymond. My wife's a bitch. Hey, you see what he said? He said his wife's a bitch. Yeah, we all see that shit. Okay? That's not being creative. Pointing at a screen and making... I mean, hell, even Beavis and Butthead. That's creative. Because they reacted... I mean, weird kind of just throwing that out there. I was thinking about Beavis and Butthead because I've been watching the newer shows. But, our Mystery Science Theater, for instance, that's a perfect example. There's a way to do it that's transformative, right? Now, if these kind of uploads on YouTube were at the level of Mystery Science Theater 3000, fucking raise your hands. Raise your hands if you know what I'm talking about. That's the best way to do it. What we see on YouTube from these YouTubers, in some cases, these gigantic channels, straight up, they are stealing people's content. They are ripping them the fuck off. And they're trying to hide behind, fair use. But I think fair-minded people see what fair use is. Fair-minded people can understand and differentiate stealing content and a transformative work such as this.